Hey guys, John here with Pro Edge Paintball. Today's video, I'm going to review the new HK Army Apex Pod. Everyone always asks, are the more expensive pods worth it? And after reviewing this pod, I'll be honest with you, I think so. There are dye pods out there that are $6. Virtue pods are out there $6. Even HK makes like I think a $5 or $6 really nice heavy duty pod. And what you run into is sometimes they're overhyped. They don't actually work any better. But people really haven't changed the pod design in forever. I mean, mainly because it's very simple. But reviewing this HK pod, I haven't played with it to field, so I will be honest with that one. But from what I've heard from the customers and feedback, is everybody's been really happy with it. The HK Army Apex Pod is available by itself for $4.99, or you can buy it in a 6-pack for $29.95. One thing I really like what HK's been offering is when they release a product, they release it in a ton of different colors. So I think this one's available in 9 different colors. This pod holds 150 rounds. Typically, to get more paint, most companies have made the pod thicker or more wide. And so it looks like HK's maybe extended the tip of it just a little bit to offset making it thicker, because when you make the pod thicker, it doesn't fit the pods or the pod packs very well. So this is our Virtue strapless breakout pack, our custom one. Very easy to slide it in and out. For the Gen X pod, take the HK one, just as easy. So maybe a little bit more resistance, but one thing I read about the design is instead of having not a polish, but like a smooth, very smooth finish, there's actually like a matte finish here, like a dust finish. So the grip on this is great because that means your pod's not going to accidentally fall out of your pack. So is it harder to get in and out? Maybe a little bit, but not to the point where like some of the pods that are extremely large, and not to talk mess about dye at all, but the dye lock lid pod's been around for a very long time. It has these little bumps all over it. Some of the packs, it does not fit because it is so much thicker and it's made not to fall out, but it's extremely hard to get out. So HK has done a great job on the simple design of just the shape on the outside of it. It's easy to grab. It's not a smooth pod like this, so you can actually get a little more grip on it. Also, the finish of it isn't a smooth polished finish like this, so it has a little matte finish, so it's not going to slide out of your pack as easy. So one of the big differences that I noticed on the new Apex pod is the different lid, like the little latch to the push where you put your thumb. On the Gen X pod, you can see how it sticks out quite a bit. It's this little nub here. Put your thumb on it, open it up, pretty easy to find. Whatnot, pretty good. But on the HK Army one, it's more hidden. So you're not going to have the issue, it looks like, of another pod hitting it as much whenever you pull it out of your strapless pack. That's one thing a lot of people have issues is when you go to pull a pod out, that one pod that you're pulling out will actually hit the lid of another pack, like this, and kind of open it up. You're either your jersey hits it or your pack hits it and it opens it up. But the lid here on the Apex pod seems more streamlined, smaller. It also has these little ridges that kind of keep stuff from going into the grip and hitting it. Also, one complaint that I've seen is these pods will kind of jab you in your back because it has this little notch here. So depending on your pack, you may not have a $70 pack. You may have an entry-level pack, and sometimes these little hinges here on the Gen X pod will actually hit you in the back, where HK, I mean, that's almost non-existent. So that hinge is actually kind of built into the I guess the shape of the pod, I guess the best way of saying it. And you notice it doesn't stick out very much, so you're not really going to have that issue of that area hitting another pod or anything like that, or jabbing you in your back. So it's just more streamlined. It's a much better design, I think. It is a little more expensive, but hopefully that means the material is better. And as far as the way it feels, squeezing it, let's see how the Gen X does. So Gen X is pretty firm too, but you can tell the different type of plastic. But this HK pod, I mean, this is solid in here. So the only thing I would question then is how good are the hinges on it, and I won't really know without using it. But I know if this material is stronger than the Gen X hard plastic material, then that hinge should be stronger as well. If you notice, one of the best things that they have done, and they're not the first ones to do this, but it's cool to see it come back again, is they put this little foam piece inside of the top lid. So what happens is normally when you fill a pod completely full, you have to smash it down against a hard lid, like something like this. Every pod is like that, it's no problem. Or most pods, I should say. And so you smash the paint down, you can cause it to have, it can break and everything. But what they've done here is this foam actually is it's a piece of foam, so it's squishy. So as you squish it down, it's going to keep your paint from rattling, but it's not going to put as much pressure on the paint inside. So hopefully you get fewer flat spots, fewer breaks inside the pod. It's pretty nice, pretty cool idea there. My next question is, does it actually hold 150 rounds? So I've got some paint over here, and I'm going to fill it up, and then I'm going to count all the paint in there. $40. $80. $100. I'm at 135. I'm at 137 right now. So maybe it doesn't actually hold 150 pounds. So 137, 136. No movement at all. So back to about 140 rounds, which is kind of weird because our website says 150. So I was able to put 136, 137, 38, 39, 40. Let's see if we can get it in there. At least get 140. I haven't ever tested a Gen X pod. Maybe I should do that next too. Good to go. Yeah, I would feel comfortable doing it. So it's a little less than 140, which is kind of weird that their product description says you should be able to hold 140 when it's closer to, or 150 actually, when it's actually closer to 135, 137. These are GI, I think this is 2-star paint that I have in here. So it's 68 caliber, just like anything else. I do like it though. I didn't have to really sometimes on the Gen X one you have to put one ball in and shake it and put one ball in and shake it. And the foam seems to kind of help out with that process where I might be able to actually put more paint in the pod if there was no foam in there. I'm not quite sure though. But either way, the lid, one thing I forgot to mention was this lid is solid. It just feels like it's worth $1, worth $5. I mean, some of the lids, they open up so easy. This one here, I mean, I know it's a brand new pod, never used, but this thing is rock solid, so very nice on that one. So, scary, huh? Cool deal. Well, yeah, sorry about that, HK. I mean, 140 rounds, 140 paintballs. I'm sure if some paint is a little bit smaller, some's going to be a little bit larger. So let's say between 135 and 145. I have a hard time believing that it'll be 150 rounds inside that pod, but maybe I'm doing something wrong. So let me know if you try it yourself and you find something different. Extremely happy with the pod. I'm really happy that HK is doing a little bit of everything. They seem to bring pretty good design changes to a lot of the most basic stuff in paintball, make it cool, make it look good, and offer a few more features. I mean, who thought you could change a pod for the better? So, cool deal. As always, don't forget, shopprohpb.com. Thank you so much for watching.